I wanted to talk about something that's pretty basic as far as CSS styles that you see a lot, and this is something called pseudo classes. And pseudo classes are one of the most common things you see in the use of CSS styles on the web. And pseudo classes are classes that say within a certain tag there's sort of variations on the tag. So for A, we can have a link, we can have a visited link, we can have a hover, we can have active. And all these have to do with a link on a page. And you see this all the time on the web ever since CSS got popular, that you can make the links a certain color, but also make them another color when they're visited. But then when somebody hovers over them, you can make something else happen, and also when they click on them, you can make something else happen, which is the active link. And all this used to be something you had to do with JavaScript and rollovers and whatnot, but now the CSS does it automatically. The first thing on the style sheet is that they have to be in a certain order when you use this link, visited, hover, active. Jeffrey Zeldman, a famous web designer, he said you can remember that with love ha, meaning, and then that would be LVHA. So that's a mnemonic. But these are called pseudo classes, and I'll show you an example. So here we have this page where I have a link, and all my links will be blue to start out with. So the original link has a bottom that has a dotted border, and it's a color blue. And sure enough, there you go. And then also the visited link has a color of this light blue, and I haven't visited yet, so I'll show you in a second. And when you hover over it, it has a yellow background. And when it's active, it's red. And by active, it means when I click on it, see, it turns red. So now if we looked at the source, so we can say view page source, and if we look at this, you can see how we made a link, and this is just the link itself. We made a bottom border which is dotted. Let me see if I can get these kind of together. And for the visited link, we made it so the bottom border is still dotted, and the color gets slightly changes, and it still has no text decoration. And what that means is it doesn't have an underline, which is what most browsers will do by default with a link. And it says for hover, the background color is going to change the level to yellow, and for active, it's going to change to red. And let's just check out the visited link, even though that doesn't exist. And it's supposed to turn, and sure enough, turn light blue.